Ravens Wrap is brought to you by Bud Light, FlyLady.net, Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn Gold Coast, Ravens247.com, the original Green Turtle Sports Bar and Grill, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.
It is our playoff edition of the Ravens Wrap Show here on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio 93.5 The Beach, broadcasting from the Ravens Room here at the Blue Ox, 127th Street and Coastal Highway in Ocean City. I want to thank our sponsors, the original Green Turtle, of course, the Blue Ox Bar and Grill. We got Bud Light, FlyLady.net, the Ocean City Golf Club, G&G Outfitters, Comfort Inn Gold Coast, and JCTickets.net. Did I get them all, Tony?
Yeah, you did.
Thank you.
Bad,
well, this is my play chart up here, call the plays.
Right.
Mike Bradley, Bruce Laird, Tony Lombardi, John Gehrig, Ravens 2013 winners over Houston. We're going to wrap up our conversation with that and then get to some news and notes and look forward here to the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots. Guys, just your leftover thoughts about the game.
Well, first of all, I want to mention that we're thinking about Joanne Elder here, a member of Ravens Roost 44.
Absolutely.
Mom passed away, and in the spirit of what she and Bob bring, we're going to give honest analysis, but not to worry. We're going to kick the snot out of it.
There you go. I like that.
All right.
Not to worry, Bob.
Nicely done, John Gehrig.
There we go.
So anyway, we're thinking about that.
Our prayers go out to him.
Absolutely. So we're thinking about it. This is one of those tough games where I think the players, the coaches, finally, in the press conference, I pretty much agreed with what everyone said. This was the coaches, there wasn't a lot of fluff. Everyone pretty much said we didn't play well. It was kind of ugly. We won, and we got to play better. And that's exactly what it was. I mean, that's a great team. That Houston team, we're not used to thinking that the Houston Texans are a great football team. But now it's time to think forward. And they are a good football team, and they're going to be a good football team for a long time, and we beat them. And this is why we need home games. And this is why I'm pissed about the Jacksonville game, all right? Because it's very possible that when you don't care, or don't take it seriously, that you should beat a team. Every game in the NFL matters. This is why, and that could be a major factor. If we win or lose, we're in their place as opposed to our place.
Tony and Bruce, two things I think that stick out to me a little bit, looking for some positives here. Talk about the home field advantage for the Ravens being big in this one. Here, the Ravens pretty much had a C game against a Houston Texans team who is extremely good. If you thought we were going to steamroll them, you're not doing your homework on how good that Texans team is, even without Schaub and Mario Williams. So a C performance, granted it was at home, a C performance against a Houston Texans team on a roll who gave an A-plus effort. To me, again, that shows, hey, we didn't play our best football anywhere close to that, and we still beat a damn good team. That makes me feel better about going forward.
Well, real quickly for me, you know what? The Houston Texans are what they were. They came with a good defense. They sent 5. They sent 4. They were able to sack Flacco 5 times. The key to this league is turnovers. You win 4-0. You see what happens to New Orleans. New Orleans, with their situation, 5 turnovers, and they're still in the game. How does that happen? Well, Houston couldn't do that because they don't have enough talent. The whole thing was about turnovers, getting Yates to make the mistakes. We did that, and that's why we won the game.
Absolutely. When you make Yates, when you're depending on a quarterback like that, a rookie, you're not going to win a lot of football games. The Ravens protected the football. That's a formula that's been, if you look, I know you were a big stat guy, Mike. If you look back, I bet you they're like something 70-2 or something like that when they were up 2+ in turnovers, particularly at home. So that's a formula for winning. And, and at the end of the day, we won, we advanced. We're playing the New England Patriots, and we got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. And you can't ask for any more than that right now.
No, absolutely not. 28 other teams would like to be in our spot.
And again, 2 elite quarterbacks are at home. Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees are at home because they couldn't take care of the football. They turned it over.
You know what it reminds me of, Bruce? They may be prettier teams. It's like having a wife. She's the good one.
Lord, here we go.
Same old package. Where are the crackers? I need some crackers. But your wife is your wife, and you mess around with all the good-looking women, but they're messing around on you. So now you have this wife. She's the perfect wife, but sometimes she has this Fu Manchu mustache that you need to remind her to wax off once in a while. And but she's always there for you. You know what she's.
John, that hole became went from 6 to 12 feet, I think. Good Lord. Where are you going with any of that?
My point is, we have a good wife. She's perfect for us.
She's perfect for us. I mean, the whole thing was, you got to love Harbaugh because he realized it right after the game, and you know what he said in his after game speech was, it doesn't matter. We won it. Now we got to think about in any means possible, any way possible, offense, defense. Doesn't matter how we do it. We got to find a way to beat.
And you know what? You mentioned any way possible. Special teams. We haven't even talked about special teams.
I was just going to hit that. Go
Big
ahead.
props out to those guys because I've been very critical of special teams all year long.
Deservedly so.
And they really stepped up to the plate on Sunday because that punt coverage team was magnificent.
Sam Cook averaging 49.3, 9 punts for 444 yards, and then Billy Cundiff, 2 big kicks, 2 for 2, his longest a 48-yarder, which is almost near his max.
I thought they were going to put him on IR, though, because he was just going to be too tired to play the next game.
And his 48-yarder was in. I mean, that wasn't even close. And meanwhile, Rackers, it just goes to show we didn't make mistakes. No penalties, no turnovers. We converted everything we needed to convert. So
3 fumbles, but we recovered them all.
That's right.
All right, coming up, Ed Reed makes comments on Joe Flacco, and we've got the Patriots team to talk about. All that coming up.
JC Tickets provides first-class trips to Ravens road games, including airfare, 4-star hotels, game tickets, and cocktail parties. We also help provide great seating locations to all Ravens home games. JC Tickets, where the games begin. Visit us at jctickets.net.
G&G Outfitters, Inc. is a premier full-service in-house provider of branded merchandise and marketing solutions. With over 20 years of proven experience, G&G continues to successfully produce branded merchandise for some of the world's leading corporations, associations, and teams. From start to finish, G&G Outfitters is your single-source, one-stop partner for promotional products, logoed apparel, and all of your branded needs. For more info on the services and capabilities of G&G, visit ggoutfitters.com or call 301-731-2282.
What's going on?
We're giving Matt the NFL experience of a high-pressure field goal.
Look out! It's terrible, man!
There's an easier way to get an ultimate NFL fan experience. Just snap the tag wherever Bud Light is sold and you can win. Bud Light in the NFL. Here we go.
Hey, it gets easier. Really? No.
Are you embarrassed to invite people to your home to watch your favorite football team? Well, don't worry, because you're not alone. FlyLady.net is the support you need. Join us and our more than 600,000 members and learn how to crush the clutter and game plan your way through routines that'll help you organize your home and your life. Tackle clutter and get your home game day ready with FlyLady.net.
JC Tickets provides first-class trips to Ravens road games, including airfare, 4-star hotels, game tickets, and cocktail parties. We also help provide great seating locations to all Ravens home games. JC Tickets, where the games begin. Visit us at jctickets.net.
Our special playoff edition of the Ravens Wrap Show here on Comcast Beach TV and Delmarva's Rock Radio 93.5 The Beach, broadcasting from the Ravens Room at the Blue Ox, 127th Street and Coastal Highway in Ocean City. Mike Bradley from 105.7 The Fan. To my left, former All-Pro Baltimore Colt Bruce Laird.
Thank you.
Tony Lombardi, editor-in-chief of Ravens247.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for me being here.
And John Garrett, OC Local, Leon College player.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Guys,
you very much.
some great news for the Ravens this week. Terrell Suggs named 2011 NFL Defensive Player of the Year by Pro Football Weekly. Also named NFL 101 AFC Defensive Player of the Year. And kind of ironically, the NFL 101 Offensive Player of the Year is some guy named Brady, whom Suggs is going to play, I think, on Sunday. So, yeah.
Uggs, Mr. Uggs.
Yeah, Suggs versus Uggs. Now, the AP Defensive Player of the Year won't be given out until, I think, after the Super Bowl, so we won't know about that. But obviously, having won those awards, he's in good stead with that. So, hey, congrats to Terrell Suggs. He had a very good season for this team. And, you know...
Well, give him credit for saying this, too. He doesn't care about the personal awards.
No, and he said that. He said that. It's all about Super Bowl.
He wants that trophy that's floating around here somewhere.
You know, it's funny, guys, too, with Terrell, and we do get on him sometimes because the sacks come in bunches and, it's a roller coaster ride. And I was talking to my dad about this. You know what we don't realize about him is he's a guy not only it's not like we drafted him strictly as a pass rusher. I mean, he's great against the run and maintaining the edge. Also, I would love to be able to use him more in pass coverage as a linebacker. I think he's our best guy, but because he's one of our few rushers, we have to use him as a pass rusher. But he's a 3-tool linebacker. You don't find many of them in this league.
I'll tell you one thing. Everything you just said is correct, but he should never be covering Andre Johnson man-to-man. Ever. So I don't care how good he is.
Agree.
I don't know what the heck happened.
I would call that
time out. All right? Here's what you do in that situation. Time.
Yeah, I want that man down in a 3-point stance or a 2-point stance, and I want him to go hunt. I want him to go fetch.
Ironically, that
That's what I
pass
want
was
him to do.
incomplete. How did they not complete that? But
Guys,
Yes.
big news this week, and we'll talk about it. Ed Reed, on a Monday interview with Sirius XM Satellite Radio, said he thought thought that Joe Flacco, that is, was kind of rattled a little bit against the Houston Texans. He said they had a lot of guys in the box on him, and they were giving it to him. I think a couple of times he needed to get rid of the ball. It just didn't look like he had a hold on the offense. I don't know how much of that was play calling, but it just didn't look like he had a hold on the offense. They also talked about a play where Ray Rice came out, was pushed out of the backfield. Flacco still threw him the ball, even though he had Torrey Smith on the outside. Now, he did say, I can see that sitting on the sideline or sitting in the stands. You don't know what someone else is seeing. So he kind of qualified that by saying that, I'm in the cheap seats, and just, making my comments based on that. I don't know everything that's going on, but I guess the question, and Bruce, former player here, the timing of this is a little questionable, but I guess Ed Reed kind of, goes to the beat of his own drummer. Huh?
Well, he certainly does that, and he's a player because of what he's done and because of what he's done in his career, has the street cred and has the locker room credibility to say that. And whether it's a huge distraction, I don't think it is. I think, and this is what Ozzie Newsome did in this uncapped year with the CBA. I think what football teams need to be successful is competition in their locker room. And competition between offense, defense, and players. I was never more successful when I had a guy that was behind me trying to get my job because you knew this guy had talent, and if you don't continue to play, you may not have that. And I think what Ed is saying, listen, we need all of us. And now we need you more, Joe, to really play well because every game, it goes up a notch. You know what I mean? It does. It goes up a notch. You're playing better players, better teams.
Yeah, when I listened to what he was saying, and if I could try to read between the lines, I think it was a message not only to Joe Flacco, but to Cam Cameron as well. And Ed Reed isn't a guy that really handles the media well. Never has. No. He's said
his
some
locker
things.
is furthest in the back so he can get away from the media.
He's kind of a different kind of cat and says some bizarre things every now and then. But when I listened to what he said, to me, here's a guy, we talked about it earlier, Mike. I think he's going to retire if the Ravens win the Super Bowl. And I think he wants to retire. And I think he wants to go out as a winner, and he's trying to put the onus on the whole team and the offense. Look, guys, if we're going to advance, you have to step it up, and you got to hold up your end of the deal.
you said you took the words out of my mouth. He said that. I mean, he hasn't said anything like that throughout his entire career, pretty much, calling out a teammate in the media. So
he called out John Harbaugh his first year, though, saying he was kind of tough on him. I mean, he'll make comments like that.
Players, though, I mean, that's kind of, you're all, that's kind of the, look at McElroy or whatever the guy's name was from the Jets. I mean, you don't expect a veteran to come out and make a statement like this against your quarterback when you're in the playoffs. So I just don't think maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he's done, he's retired, and he's going to say whatever he says. Who knows? But
I think it's an interesting point, though, Tony. It got brought up on Baltimore Sports Talk Radio. We don't have that much time left. That maybe he was using Joe Flacco as a conduit to Cam Cameron and the offense as a whole. I agree, though, Bruce. I don't think it's going to be a distraction. This is too good of a locker room.
I think that's.
And Joe's, to his credit, he's not that kind of player to give it.
I mean, Joe's who he is. I mean, I've been around him. I played golf with him. I've seen him in action. He is who he is. He's not going to be flamboyant. But he's got to lead by example.
More on the way. Keep it here.
Ravens Wrap is brought to you by Bud Light, FlyLady.net, Ocean City Golf Club, Comfort Inn Gold Coast, Ravens247.com, the original Green Turtle Sports Bar and Grill, and hosted by the Blue Ox Bar and Grill.